Good evening, friends. In the previous video, we learned about the broadcast variables in theory, where we actually wanted to have a read-only copy, which is shared across all the worker nodes. For that, we need Spark context.broadcast, and then this is the way we actually broadcast this M variable across all the worker nodes. So in this video, we will actually dive into the code and see how it all works. So I created a class RDD broadcast demo, and in my main program, I'm going to use the Spark session. And a Spark session, I will just create it as final here. And then in this final, I just create a Spark session by using the app name as the class name. And I'm running it in the local node because I'm running it just in my own laptop. And once we get the Spark session, in that, I will create a Java Spark context by calling this Spark context method. And this is all inside try with resources block because these are auto-closable. So once this is done, now we'll create our two maps. The first map is ticker stock name, which is the key where the key is actually the tickers like Apple, Meta, Tesla, and Google. And the value is actually the full name of that stock of the ticker. And similarly, we have got a second map, something as ticker last close price. So, for example, for Google, the last close price is some random value, a double value. Similarly, for Apple, Meta, and Tesla. So these are two maps that we have created in our set driver program. And now we want to use these two maps as the broadcast variables. Now, for that, as we have learned in our previous video, that the method that we have to use is spark context.broadcast. And then we pass this map, and this hash map is actually already implements the serializable interface. That's why it is able to, because it was required that all these hash map should be accessing the serializable. So it implements serializable as we can see in the Java API. That's why we are able to broadcast it. If it's not able to deserialize it, then in serialize or deserialize, we cannot broadcast it very well. So this we have to keep in mind. Only broadcast could be done only for the serializable objects. Okay, so this is how we create the broadcast variable. And this broadcast variable, now we call it as broadcast ticker stock name. Similarly, we do it for the ticker last close price as well, which we call as broadcast ticker last close price. Now we move inside our try block, and I'm using this try because then finally I want to release this two broadcast variables as we discussed by using unpersist or destroy method. But before that, let's look into what's there in the body. So we have got a tickers list of all these four stocks that we talked about. And then we create an RDD out of it by using the spark context.parallelize method for tickers. Now, when we call this map RDD.map method, right? Now, as we have learned that from this diagram again, that once all these we have created two broadcast variable maps, right? So when this reduce map method, we have called this RDD.map method. In that case, this would be broadcasted, which means that it would be serialized, and the cached version of the read-only copy for the both of the maps would be sent across all the worker nodes. So once this map is called, then we are actually using this ticker because here we only have got the ticker list. So we will get, first of all, to get the value from this broadcast variable, we have to use value method, which what we're using. And then we have to use get ticker because this is a map actually. Once we get this, we call this value, it will return me the same variable, the hash map, which is their ticker stock name. And once we call this get method on that ticker, it will give me the ticker full name. As we have mentioned that getting this key, we'll get the complete stock name. This is what we're getting here, ticker full name. Similarly, we do it for ticker close price by calling this value method, first of all, which will give me the hash map back. And then we call this get method on the hash map to get the last close price. And then we simply return this RDD because we're using the map method. It actually works as a function, which will be returning me a value. And the value that we're returning is a string, which we have formatted like this, that we got the ticker like this, and the ticker full name, which we got from the broadcast variable, and similarly the ticker close price. And then we return this string in our RDD. So once this is done, it is actually a Java RDD of strings. So in the driver program, now we can use the collect method, as we have discussed that whenever we are using driver program, the best way is to do is by using collect or the take method. And then we actually, once we do the collect, it will get all these RDDs, and for each, we are just going to print out because we have got a very small set of data, only like four set of data. That's why it would be like very quick to execute this. And as discussed, that finally, once we are done, We don't we only use unpersist version without by default it will not be blocking, which means that once our main program runs, if it is unable to remove or release the resources for these two broadcast variables, our two maps, in that case it will not be able to release it. That's why we can use unpersist true, which will be blocking. Our main program will not in the dialog program will not terminate unless it unpersists data, because it is not marked as blocking now. Similarly for destroy is like completely releasing the resource. Unpersist, as we learned in the previous video, that unpersist will be releasing the resources from the executors, but if the same broadcast variable is broadcasted again, it will be again copied over. So destroy will completely remove it. So in our case, as this was just for the demonstration purpose, that what are the various methods available to release the resources, to release the broadcast variables. And here I'm going to use destroy method because our main method is very, very quick. So I want it to be blocking so that my broadcast variable maps are actually destroyed. So now if I run the program, it would be just printing out all those things, all those 4 ticker messages along with the full name and the close price. So let's run this and see. I click on this run button. So I am just like running it. It will take some time to like build it. So yeah, just these warnings we can ignore for the time being. As we expected that now we have got this ticker, all the 4 tickers that we have created here, and accordingly we were able to retrieve the full names from the broadcast variables, the full stock name as well as the last close price, and this is all working as expected. So this is how the broadcast variable works. In the next video, we will learn about accumulators, which is the second type of shared variables. Accumulator, where the variables are used to aggregate the information through associative and commutative operations. So see you all in the next video.